tell you something, my English is very limited. I have only 100 words in English, more or less. And 50 of them are not very cultured. So, usually, jazz musicians improvise things, but the matter that I am going to talk about now is very dramatic, and I decided to write something about it. I feel it's my duty to read this here tonight.
All right.
So, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I am not sure it's when the Women of Spellman College decided on presenting this honor, they had an exact idea of how so very special to me is this African American Classical Music Award. A distinction that in my case, some people may find difficult to justify. Of mine, it could question my condition as an American. On the other hand, for those that don't know, we are so-called jazz, African American classical music, with my notorious record as a jazzman, not everybody will take seriously my achievement as a classical composer either. But anyway, if I dare to accept this honor, it is primarily for the very characteristic of this wonderful institution, the Spelman College, and a school of free human beings. Liberty always finds ways to unite its children. And in any case, jazz is a sort of the lingua franca of liberty among musicians. From its very beginning, Spelman College had dedicated itself to open roads to liberty and to repair or correct the deficiencies that have prevailed with human and civil rights that the Afro-American community has suffered in this country. That absence of rights that this brave institution had to confront from day one unfortunately remind me of the actual situation in my country of birth. Because Cuba, ladies and gentlemen, contrary to the myth that still today many, far too many, prefer to believe as true, it is a place where young people are not allowed to enter colleges if they do not comply with the ruling ideology. Cuba is a country where the first thing that a student learns is to remain silent if their ideas contradict the official dogmas. Now, after more than 5 long decades, we have around 2 million exiles dispersed throughout the world, the 18% of our population. Among those, myself, that while you decide to signal out my modest work, official institutions have erased my name, as well as those names of dozens of valuable exiled artists, writers, and scientists from the history book of our own country. But the same as those that founded and helped grow this noble institution, many Cubans will not give up situations that seem unchangeable and eternal, and fight to change them. Some of these men and women even choose to die at sea, go on hunger strike, or to be beaten to death rather than live like slaves. So is the sad recent case of Orlando Zapata, a black Cuban plumber who, while serving a 36-year sentence in 2003, finally died during an 84-day hunger strike and after 18 days of being denied water by his jailers. And now, while we talk, another prisoner of conscience, independent journalist Guillermo Fariña, who is on his 15th day of food and water strike, is demanding the liberation of his 26 very ill cellmates. Not coincidentally, most of these people happen to be black people, ladies and gentlemen. I also think of Oscar Elia Bisset, an Afro-Cuban doctor who had spent a decade in prison and still had to serve 18 more years. His crime? Just defending his right to publicly express himself freely and without fear. For those of you that don't know his story, Dr. Bisset is a peaceful fighter, inspiring the ideas of Dr. Martin Luther King, whose mother was an Spelman alumni. You see, liberty always finds ways to unite its children. Nevertheless, today is my day of celebration. So I humbly accept this award, not just as an Afro-American classical composer, but mainly as an eternal apprentice of freedom and justice. And I dedicate this honor to the memory of Orlando Zapata, to Dr. Oscar Elias Vicente, to Guillermo Fariñas and the fellow freedom fighters, the people that struggle day by day, so that the country that I was born in will be finally, as Dr. King will say, free at last.
Yeah.